How frequently did you observe Mr. Combs being violent with Ms. Ventura?
Frequently.
Can you please describe for the jury what you observed generally?
He would punch her, choke her, drag her, slap her in the mouth. I saw him kick her, punch her in the stomach.
Prior to witnessing those incidents, were you able to observe the interactions between Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura?
Yes.
And generally, based on your observations, what would prompt these acts of violence?
It varied. It could be Cass speaking up for herself. It could be, random, like we wouldn't even know where it came from. It could be if she wanted to perform or she had an opinion about something. It just varied.
And when you state that it happens sometimes when Ms. Ventura would speak up for herself, can you describe what you mean by that?
Cass is like quiet. She would be quiet. She had a quiet demeanor. She was soft. And when she would have these moments of like trying to stick up for herself, trying to be more for herself, and he wasn't having that, he would hurt her for it.
You also testified that members from his security staff would observe these incidents. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you specify, Ms. Richard, who from Mr. Combs' security staff witnessed incidents of violence?
D-Rock and Bonds.
And can you please describe what D-Rock's role was for Mr. Combs?
He was a bodyguard. He was also really close to Puff. Like, they were close like brothers.
How would D-Rock and Bonds react to incidents of violence that they observed?
They wouldn't react. They wouldn't do anything.
Did you ever observe Ms. Ventura with injuries after these instances of abuse?
Yes.
Where on her body?
Her face. When I say face, her eyes, her lip, her arms, her knees.
How, if at all, would Ms. Ventura attempt to cover up or hide these injuries?
With makeup, clothing, and sometimes sunglasses.
Was there a time that you and Ms. Ventura and Mr. Combs were in Mr. Combs' New York residence?
Correct.
What happened while you were in the residence?
Kalina and I were in the bathroom getting ready, doing our makeup, and Puffy and Cassie were in the hallway arguing.
What did you observe happen next?
He punched her in the face.
Did he punch her with an open or closed fist?
It was a closed fist.
After Mr. Combs punched Ms. Ventura in the face with a closed fist, how did she respond?
She came into the bathroom crying. He walked off angry, and she came in the bathroom. And we were with her, and it was really quiet. You could see her upset, like she was hurt. She was embarrassed.
That over the few times. Now, you testified that you saw Mr. Combs with a gun?
Yes.
And I don't want to misquote you. You said a few times?
Yes.
You were around Mr. Combs from 2004 to 2011. Pretty close proximity, you would say?
Yes.
So over several years, you saw a gun a few times?
Yes.
You told us once, studio, that's what you said?
The studio and sometimes the club.
You never saw Mr. Combs, like, pull a gun out and, like, cock it back or anything?
No.
You never saw Mr. Combs, like, load bullets in a gun or anything like that?
No.
Matter of fact, you've never seen Mr. Combs pull a gun out?
Just had it on him.
Just had it on him?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your testimony in reference to how threatened you felt by Mr. Combs. You were scared?
Yes.
So you separated in 2011, meaning you went on as a solo artist, right?
Correct.
And so you were no longer with or around Mr. Combs like that, right?
Correct.
And I mean, you being pretty scared and so fearful in fear of your life after 2011, you were away from him, right?
Correct.
And I'm sure you, being pretty fearful and scared of him, that once you were able to get away from him, you definitely wouldn't want to come back, right?
Correct.
But you would agree with me that you actually asked Mr. Combs to come back, didn't you?
Not to come back? No.
Isn't it true that Mr. Combs didn't just reach out to you, you reached out to him?
Correct.
And so you would agree with me that there is a difference between Mr. Combs reaching out to you and you responding to him, as opposed to you reaching out to him?
Correct.
And you were so scared of him, right?
Yes.
So you would agree with me that you reached out to Mr. Combs, and one of the reasons that you reached out to Mr. Combs was to work with him again?
Yes.
I want you to help us understand. Mr. Combs had threatened you?
Mm-hmm.
You perceived the threats as death threats?
Yes.
Feared for your life?
Yes.
Scared?
Yes, ma'am.
You're away from him 2011, but then you asked him to come work with him again?
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after Ms. Ventura filed suit, you filed suit yourself, right?
Correct.
And it is your want to get a lot of money from Mr. Combs, correct?
No.
So you're not filing a lawsuit to get money?
I'm filing a lawsuit to get compensated for the work that I've put forth.
And you would agree with me that your definition of compensation is money?
Yes, correct.
Would you agree with me that over the few times that you sat down and spoke with the government that your allegations, the ones that you've testified to today, have changed over time?
No, I think they've been as best as I can recall.
You think they've been consistent?
As best as I can recall.
When you met with the government, didn't you tell them that Mr. Combs actually hit Ms. Ventura with a frying pan?
I said he attempted to hit her with a frying pan.
I didn't ask you that. Did you actually tell the government not that he attempted to hit her, that he did hit her?
Yes.
You told the government that?
That he hit her, yes.
And you agree with me that there's a major difference between attempting to hit someone with a frying pan and actually hitting them? You agree with that?
Yes.
But you gave two different stories, didn't you?
I did the best that I could to recall.
And isn't it true that you told the prosecutors that he actually threw eggs at her?
I don't recall saying it.
You agree that throwing eggs and then setting the pan down is different than hitting someone with a pan, right?
I do.
And you agree that hitting someone with a pan is very different than attempting to hit someone with a pan, right?
Correct.
You would agree that you told multiple different stories?
No, I would agree that I told it to the best of my recollection, and it was as close as I could give it.
To the best of your recollection, you have about 4 different recollections on what may have happened that day?
No, I don't.
Now, you testified on Friday, and you furthered that testimony today. And you explained to us that Mr. Combs called you to the studio the next day, right?
He did?
And that you went to the studio, Mr. Combs locked the door, and he told you this was a love and passion thing, right?
Correct.
And he told both of you, you better not say anything because where I'm from, people go missing.
Correct.
And although that's what you're saying here in trial, you would agree with me that even in your second interview, you didn't mention that?
I mentioned it. Whether or not, I don't know what the notes were taken. I can't know what the notes are going to be taken, sorry.
Ms. Richard, isn't it true that the first time that you mention and allege that Mr. Combs told you people go missing was a week ago on May 10th, 2025?
No, ma'am.